So today, we're gonna do something that I should have did when I first reviewed the DJI Avata, which was give this a fair wank. I mean, a fair try. We're looking at the Motion Controller 2 and the new DJI Avata Explorer combo, which includes the DJI Goggles Integra 2. Let's get started. What's up guys, Ken here, you're watching OriginaldoBo. Today, we're gonna take a look at the Goggles Integra and we're taking a look at the brand new Motion Controller RC. So the Motion Controller RC2, not something I was a huge fan of on the Generation 1 Motion Controller. I really didn't use it very much, but DJI went ahead and made some improvements to the Motion Controller. And we're also gonna have to be a little bit careful today because it is raining and it is really, really windy. The gusts out here, if you can't really tell, it's pretty windy. It's about 36-mile-an-hour gusts. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. But this is the Motion Controller RC2, and holy shit, I just lost that. So Motion Controller 2, they went ahead and made some improvements to make it a little bit more usable. I would say, I guess the word I'm looking for is intuitive. We now have reverse, we now have a nice little scroll wheel to adjust the gimbal pitch, which I think is a lot better than before. And we also have much more intuitive altitude controls with this RC. Overall, the footprint of the RC is pretty much still the same, but the overall look has changed just ever so slightly, but enough to just make it a little bit more usable. When I first reviewed the DJI Avata, I was pretty hell-bent on the fact that I needed to fly manually, so I really didn't give this a lot of credence. But the more I've started to fly the Avata and the more people have became interested in the Avata, more people have told me I needed to give this a fair look. So today I'm gonna try to fly this for literally my first time really trying to fly it. I don't think I've ever flown this. I've got my buddy Brad with me who's on the camera. He's going to be flying it too. He's never flown an FPV drone, never flown. I think he's had a little bit of experience with the Avata, not much, but we'll see how he does with this too. And since we're testing out the new Goggles Integra, there's GPS on board these goggles too, which mean we do not have to worry about connecting our phone, which is absolutely, that's a deal in itself, not having to connect our phone to fly, dealing with remote ID. They did make some changes on the goggles too, which we'll talk about in another video. This video is just more or less my first impression of the new Motion Controller. All right, let's get the Avata up in the air. I mean the Motion Controller on. Set this on my wrist here. Brad, do you think I really need to tighten that like a Wii controller? I'm not gonna lose it. No. I don't really know either if it's better to have it in the left hand or the right hand. People are saying that this is more for a left-handed flyer, but it's funny, I'm a left-handed person, but I feel more comfortable flying the Motion Controller in my right hand. Let's go ahead and set this here. All right, we're just gonna go full bar here now. So at least now it's letting me fly. Oh, I don't feel confident like I do with the RC. But I will say this is fun. It's just not the same type of fun. That little dot is handy though. There's like a dot on the screen, Brad.
Mm-hmm. I have seen that and I really like that because you can point your direction and just nail it right.
Yeah. Oh. Whoop. Having that reverse button is helpful. Wow, I almost put it into a tree. Oh. And having the reverse definitely was helpful right there. I'm glad we're flying it here. So I sort of get it now. You just sort of aim this little dot. This is how much of a noob I am with the Motion Controller. People that fly the Motion Controller are probably sitting at home like they can't believe what they're watching because like, you know, I do these videos for a living and I've never actually given this a fair shake. I mean, now that I'm understanding this a little bit, it makes sense. Like that dot is the virtual divide. I mean, yeah, you can get some pretty smooth footage with this actually. Oh wow, can really put it through some gaps too, apparently. I mean, we're hauling butt. Okay. This is actually sort of fun, man. Brad, you want to fly it?
Sure, yeah.
If I don't wreck it. You got to really get it right on the mark, though. All right, let me switch over. I'll let you fly this, Brad. This, I think you'll like it. Oh wait, hang on. Now you can adjust your gimbal pitch with that scroll wheel, but I found that it usually just always goes where it needs to go after takeoff.
All right, so trying to remember, so I've just pulled the trigger and pull back?
Well, no, you can actually use the new control will actually allow you to take off. So you can use that to give yourself elevation,
just
actually.
Push up on it?
Yeah, just push up on it. There you go. And now you can just aim that circle to wherever you want to go. There you go. Actually doing better than I am.
All right, here we go. I'm punching it. Yeah, this is cool. I love it. Yeah,
you're definitely a better wanker than I am.
That's not, I don't know what that's saying, but.
I don't know, but you look, I felt like I was fumbling a lot with it. And maybe that's just because I'm so used to flying the actual RC, but like you just whipped around that tree with a lot of confidence there. I felt very timid. Like I almost felt like somebody who never flew a drone before, which is weird because you're somebody who's never flown much FPV and you're doing much better.
No FPV really to say much. I mean, I've tried a Tiny Hawk 2, I actually own one, but never really got used to that thing because I am a camera drone guy and I love my DJI products. I guess I'm a fanboy, but this is awesome. Let me punch a little more. I'm not wide open yet. There we go.
So you can pull back and that'll increase your altitude too?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, there you go. Man, you're really punching it.
Yeah, I've got it down solid. So the wind's it's not too bad right now.
I mean, it's you know, as long as you're moving, the Avata does fine in the wind. It's just those little bit of wind gusts do shake it around a lot. You just gotta constantly stay moving. It's not like, this is not a weather for cinematic flight.
Right. Tree.
Yeah, and that reverse button is actually pretty nice too, because a couple of times I almost smacked it into a tree. And one other thing is, like, while I say you don't necessarily need to have the phone connected, it is handy to have the phone connected while Brad is flying, so I can actually see what he's doing. I can also monitor the battery percentage. For some reason, because we're close to the airport, it is making me connect to my phone. And I wonder if that's just a deal with being in any sort of airspace or near airspace, that's going to be a requirement. I do see that there's a firmware update on the Avata, so I'll have to update that and see if it changes anything. But the idea behind the goggles too is that you don't need to connect your phone. Although flying with a buddy, this is perfectly fine.
Cool.
And that way I can sort of see what he sees, and yeah, it just makes a lot more sense doing it this way.
So I'm gonna test out this reverse feature real quick.
Okay.
Well, that was, man, it stops on a dime.
No, it stops on a dime. So I think the first thing that it will do is it will stop.
All right,
and then it'll actually engage the reverse.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop right here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna back it up a little bit.
All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get my fingers situated, and there we go. All right.
So how's it feeling this go round? Getting a little bit?
Yeah, I'm definitely getting a little more confident on the wanker.
I love it.
It's, you know what it is? It's like you gotta just like use that target. That target is your best friend.
I'm loving the fact you're saying wanker, and I've heard it called other things, but I'll leave that alone.
I feel like I Stevie Wonder with my hand and my head. Like
I'm sure
I gotta get my dad to fly this. He'll get a trip out of this thing.
I have no clue what I was doing when I was flying.
Oh, you look confident, man. I'm not gonna lie. You definitely look confident. Like I gotta admit, man, I underestimated how much fun this thing actually is. Like, this thing is fun, and you can be deadly accurate with this, oh gosh. I may have
maybe.
Oh, I did it. I went through it, but that was super sketchy. That was not clean by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, you got to be careful. You can get a little cocky with it. I mean, I'm scooting along. This thing looks cool though. It definitely looks cool. I feel like this works really well if you're going super fast. If you're going super fast, this is a fun, like a super fun RC to fly. Like I feel like this is where it excels when you're moving faster.
I'm gonna take the camera.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to go through this area again. Yeah, all right, so I got that one. Whoop. Okay. So now we're gonna go around the backside. Okay, you can actually, whoop, almost ate it there. You can get pretty tight turn radiuses actually. This is not a cinematic flight, folks. This is something that's gonna make you probably nauseous with me, because I'm all over the place here. Wow, you can really, you can just orbit shit for days, man. You can orbit stuff for days, dude.
Yeah, you caught a little bit of the live oak stuff.
Oh, the Spanish moss?
The Spanish moss, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Man.
That was cool, yeah.
That was cool. You can orbit stuff. Damn, I really did not give this enough credit. Let's see if I can get it, how high I can get it though. I would say the only thing, my only drawback to this is like the accelerate, like to go from high to low, it's a little bit deceiving. But I mean, you can do it quite easily. It's just, you can't like, oh, I guess you can. You just wank up higher. Not advised on a windy day like this. I feel like I have to be like this.
Yeah.
Like fly, I'm maybe a two-handed wanker. I'm like, woo!
Sometimes you gotta hold it with two hands.
Oh shit. Yeah. You gotta sometimes sit when you pee and hold it with two hands.
Wait a minute, we're still talking about?
We're talking about motion controller.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, this is, it's cool though.
It just puts a whole new level to to flying.
I'm telling you, this is, you know what it is? I'll tell you what this is. The motion controller is the pickleball equivalent of RC. Like pickleball, they say you'll only ever be so good in pickleball. The motion controller is an even playing field for all pilots.
Right.
You'll only ever be so good flying the motion controller. I think we've reached peak motion. This is peak motion. That's what this is. This is the pickleball equivalent.
I think the about is handling, you know, the wind. Yeah, you just barely caught.
Yeah, I barely.
That was fun. I did that when I was flying earlier a little bit. But yeah, this wind, and even with the gust, yeah, it's catching it a little bit, but I think the thing is flying.
I got a firm, like, white knuckle grip going here. All right, so let's see. There's some tiny gaps through here. Let's try to keep letting go of the throttle. The hardest thing I have to do is like I got a little dizzy there. All right, so I'm gonna bring it in.
You know, that's one thing that I failed to mention. I get motion sickness real easily, and this did not bother me at all. I like this, the new stick. I feel way more confident now with it. All right, so I probably should have gave this a fair shake, wank.
I should have used this from the start in the first video, but I don't think I would have had the same experience or thought it to be the same with the Motion Controller 1, just simply because not having this joystick here, not having the scroll wheel, it's not quite as intuitive. It's a lot of fun. I still obviously prefer flying with an RC, but I can see why a lot of people like to have the motion controller, just because for a new pilot, it's almost organically natural to just move your hand in the direction you want it to go. And quite literally, you just have to trust it that the drone is going to go in the direction you point that little dot. That little dot is absolutely awesome, and it's actually pretty damn accurate as I was sort of zipping around here. My first couple of flights, I felt like I was fumbling around. Obviously, also having the max distance limit reached, which was again weird. Had to plug the phone in, even though this has GPS. Sort of strange, but overall, I gotta say I'm very happy with this. It was pretty fun, surprisingly fun for something that I've avoided for almost a year. The Avata is gonna be out for an entire year in September. So for almost 7 months, I've literally avoided the motion controller. I even avoided the motion controller with the original FPV drone. But I'm actually glad I was sort of pressured into testing this. So many people have commented why I haven't given the motion controller a fair shakedown. And I gotta say, pretty solid. Verdict's still out on the Integra goggles. I'll have to see how the battery life does. Battery life is decent. It actually fits in my case pretty nicely. I should have mentioned I should have been flying with protection.
Could you say that again?
No, I won't. I should have mentioned that I should have been flying with protection. We should have put our ribbed riders on, Brad. It's not for our pleasure, it's for our protection, because there was a couple of close calls where we would have had some impact with something that could have resulted in a premature disaster. But luckily enough, there was no disasters today, and it was a fun flight. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. I will see you in the next one. As always, stay original.
They checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the power, respect, and I heard you